Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today we're looking up at the stars, specifically at a visitor that traveled a very long way to get here.
We're talking about an interstellar object, right? Something that came from outside our own solar system?
Exactly. It's called 3I/Atlas, and recently scientists have been watching it very closely, almost like going on a blind date with a stranger from deep space.
A blind date. That's an interesting way to put it. Usually, on a blind date, you're trying to figure out if the person is friendly or, well, bad news.
That is precisely the question scientists asked. Is 3I/Atlas a friendly gardener that could theoretically seed life? Or is it a serial killer bringing poison? To find out, they used the ALMA telescope, that's the Atacama Large Millimeter Submillimeter Array, to sniff out the chemicals coming off this object.
Okay, so they took a chemical fingerprint. What did they find?
They found two very distinct, very important molecules, methanol and hydrogen cyanide.
Methanol and hydrogen cyanide. I feel like I've heard of both, but usually in very different contexts. Let's break that down. Start with the methanol.
Sure. So the ALMA telescope detected methanol near the object on several dates between August and October of 2025. Now, in the context of space, methanol is actually a good sign. It's known to form on icy dust grains in the cold spaces between stars.
And why is that important for us?
Because methanol is a key building block. It helps form amino acids and sugars, like ribose, which makes up RNA and DNA. It's fundamental to the chemistry of life as we know it.
So finding methanol is like finding a starter pack for biology.
Exactly. And here on Earth, it plays a huge role. There are actually microorganisms, bacteria and yeasts called methalotrophs that use methanol as their only source of energy. They have these special enzymes to break it down and turn it into biomass.
It's amazing that something can eat fuel for breakfast. But it's not just bacteria, right? Plants use it too?
They do. Plants produce methanol naturally when they break down their cell walls. It actually acts as a signaling molecule. If a plant gets wounded, gaseous methanol triggers defense reactions. It helps regulate the plant's immunity against diseases.
Okay, so methanol is the friendly part of the equation. It signals growth, immunity, and the building blocks of life. But then there's the hydrogen cyanide.
Right, hydrogen cyanide. ALMA spotted this around 3I/Atlas in mid-September 2025. Now, historically, this has a bad reputation. It was used as a chemical weapon in World War I, and we know it's a potent poison at high concentrations.
That definitely sounds like the serial killer side of the blind date. Why would we want that flying through space?
Well, here's where it gets nuanced. Biology is all about the dose. At low concentrations, hydrogen cyanide is actually another important signaling molecule. It's found in plants, animals, and even us.
Wait, really?
Yes, in plants, it can actually promote seed germination and help them resist cold or salt stress. In mammals, it can even help with pain relief signaling in our nerve cells. And crucially, for the origin of life theory, its chemical properties make it a precursor for creating adenine.
Adenine. That's one of the base letters of our DNA code, isn't it?
Spot on. So, while it can be a poison or a weapon, it's also a necessary ingredient for complex organic molecules. It's been found in the atmosphere of Saturn's moon Titan and in other plants here on Earth as a defense mechanism against herbivores.
Okay, so we have a visitor carrying both a life starter and a potential poison. How do we know which personality 3I Atlas has?
We have to look at how the object behaves. When 3I/Atlas was between 2.6 and 1.7 astronomical units from the Sun, roughly the distance of the asteroid belt to Mars, scientists noticed something strange about where these chemicals were coming from.
What did they see?
They found that the hydrogen cyanide was coming from the nucleus, the solid center, but it was actually depleted or lower on the side facing the sun. However, the methanol was the opposite. It was enhanced on the sunward side.
So the sun was baking the methanol out of it?
Essentially, methanol production increased dramatically as it got closer to the sun. In fact, some methanol was being produced in the gas plume itself, over 250 kilometers away from the object's body.
That's a massive cloud of chemicals. But what's the verdict? Gardener or threat?
The evidence points to Gardner.
Oh, that's good news. Why do they think that?
It comes down to the ratio. The amount of methanol compared to hydrogen cyanide on 3I/Atlas is huge. It's one of the largest ratios ever measured in a comet, surpassed only by one other oddball comet in our own solar system.
So, because the good chemical vastly outweighs the toxic one, we're labeling it friendly?
That's the prevailing thought. This object isn't just a rock, it's a carrier of complex chemistry. If objects like this crashed into early Earth, they might have delivered the ingredients necessary for life, a concept called panspermia.
It's like an interstellar delivery service for organic chemistry.
Exactly. Instead of a threat, 3I/Atlas looks like a friendly interstellar gardener carrying the seeds of life across the galaxy. It reminds us that the ingredients for biology aren't unique to Earth. They're out there, floating between the stars, just waiting for the right place to land.
Well, I'm certainly glad our cosmic visitor turned out to be a friend. Thanks for breaking that down for us.
My pleasure. It's a big universe out there, and we're just starting to understand the chemistry that connects us to it. Thanks for listening, everyone.
See you next time.